Hey, it's been a little while, but last week I sounded a little bit like this. So today I wanted to talk to you, now I have my voice back, about 12 Italian words that I now use pretty much every single day. Now, as you all know, I'm still learning Italian, but I will say that I'm making some very good progress with the language, and there are particular words and expressions that I tend to use in my day-to-day vocabulary. So let's begin with the first one. The first one is Mamma Mia, but not that Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia is just one of those classic expressions, like when you're in a situation that is frustrating, or you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is happening, or you're like, oh my goodness, like for example, Mamma Mia, it's hot today. Like when you're really surprised, or you can't believe something is happening, or it's just a little bit frustrating, this is the perfect expression that I find myself using now pretty much on a daily basis, which leads really nicely into number 2, which is minchia. This word is a little bit controversial because essentially some people view it as like a swear word. So from now on, I will do the obligatory, but essentially, minchia is the word that is used to express disgust. Like if you're really unhappy about something, like me, I cannot believe that happened. Or it can also be used to express delight. I've got the job. So it's a really complicated word. It's very multifaceted. And in my opinion, it kind of describes life here in the south of Italy to a T, which is why I have decided to name my second book after this fabulous word. Now, this book I'm releasing in a very special way. I'm actually releasing a monthly chapter by chapter insight into the book over on my brand new Substack page. I'm going to put all the links below, and I'll also link up here as well. This is a space where I can dive deeper into some of the issues of living in South Italy, the reality, the things to do, the experiences to have, just insights into what it's like to really be an expat here in South Italy as well. So if you enjoy my content on my YouTube channel, I also think you'll really enjoy what I'm going to be producing in the written form over on my Substack. So go have a little look. You can be a free or a paid subscriber. You can have a look at the benefits of both. But essentially, if you're a paid subscriber, you will get access to my new book where I share the complexities of everyday life here in South Italy. And of course, was the perfect word to describe it. Pazienza. Pazienza, I have a very complicated relationship with this word because it means patience. And I often use this a lot because there are some very frustrating experiences that you can find and come across here in Italy. And pazienza is often used to mean like, have patience, it will resolve itself, it will work out. However, sometimes people use this word to be like, pazienza, as in there's nothing you can do about a situation. But I prefer to use it to remind myself that everything in life will resolve itself. If something is complicated in the moment, with patience, pazienza, you can find a solution, or you can choose to change your situation in some way. So this is how I tend to use this particular word in my vocabulary, to remind myself that anything is possible, but you've got to take action. Yes, you've got to have patience, but in my interpretation of this word, you've also got to have some action as well to complement that in order to make real change in your life. Andiamo. Andiamo is like let's go. So if you're out with some friends and you decide to move to a different bar or a different restaurant, or you're at home and you're ready to go out, andiamo, this is the perfect expression to say to everybody, come on, let's go. It's a really lovely expression actually, and it's so easy to remember as well, and it just gets to the point very quickly. When somebody says andiamo, everybody's putting on their coats and they're ready to leave, and so it's a really good expression to remember. Of course, my vocabulary would not be complete without buongiorno or buonasera. These words I say religiously every single day because here in Italy, it's really normal to greet everybody, strangers, concierge in buildings, colleagues, like every person you meet, neighbours, buongiorno if it's the morning, buonasera if it's the afternoon. Although there is a bit of a fine line with this because even now at 5 years in, I'm still not quite sure when is the appropriate moment to switch from buongiorno to buonasera. Some people say it's around late afternoon, so around around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, this is the time when you can make that switch. But I'm not sure, because I've gone to some restaurants or bars in the afternoon and people have said buongiorno to me. So if you know, comment below and tell me. But essentially, they are two words that I use every single day because it's really polite here to greet people, even if you don't know them that well. The next word, of course, cafe. This is an essential part of my vocabulary because my day is split between drinking water, cafe, coffee, and sometimes wine. So this is my distribution of liquid in the form of a day. And so cafe is an essential part of my vocabulary now. I regularly drink like 2 to 3 coffees every single day. So this is a really important word for me to remember here in Italy. Stanca, or stanco if you are masculine, because stanca means tired. And trust me, I often get tired here in Italy. My working schedule is very intense. Sometimes the heat makes me very tired in the summer months. There are often many moments in life here where I feel tired. And so stanca, for me, as I am feminine, is the perfect word to describe those moments. Whether I'm tired because of the weather, work, or I just don't feel well, this is the expression that I tend to use a lot. Sazia, or sazio if it is masculine. If you're learning Italian, you will soon come to realize how words change depending on whether the subject is masculine or feminine. I'm feminine, so sazia. Sazia means that you're full up. And this was actually one of the first words, sono sazia, as the full expression. One of the first words that I learned here in Italy was to say that I'm full up. The amount of food that you consume here in Italy is incredible, and the portion sizes are so much bigger than what I was used to when I first transferred here from London. So now I am still sazia, like I can eat more now. I've definitely adapted the quantity of food that I can consume, but I still have moments where I'm like, oh, basta, sazia, I'm full up, done. So yes, this is pretty much a daily word in my vocabulary for this reason. My next word, basta. Basta is just to mean stop, okay? So like, if you just want to like stop doing something, you might say, oh, basta, I can't be bothered to do any more work today. Or you might say to somebody, if they're continuously talking to you, basta, basta, stop, stop. It's just a really common word, really. And it's, again, it's one of the first words that I learned here. It's funny how there are particular words that become part of your vocabulary very quickly. But stop, basta, is a really, really good word to remember. Buona, often accompanied with this hand gesture, buona, which means food is absolutely delicious, okay? And of course, I live in Italy, Palermo to be precise, where the food here is exquisite. So I'm often, pretty much every day, buona, saying this once I've eaten a meal. So this is something where you can express like your gratitude for something you've eaten. You can show how much you're enjoying a dish by using this expression. But essentially, buona is an integral part of your vocabulary if you live here in Italy, because let's face it, it's the cuisine that Italy is renowned for. Grazia. Grazia is something I say a lot. I think partly because I'm a very polite person. I'm British, we tend to say thank you and sorry for pretty much everything. But that aside, I just think it's really nice to say grazia, like to show your appreciation for service in a restaurant, for service in a shop, for when somebody does something nice for you. It's just a really, really pleasant thing to do. And so this is a really common term in my vocabulary for this reason. I want to show appreciation to people. I want to express gratitude when people do nice things. So yeah, I will pretty much say every single day, grazia. Ciao. Ciao is a more informal expression. If you're going to do the direct translation to English, it's the equivalent of saying hi. So you tend to use this with people you know, or like people you have a connection or bond with. But it's used a lot. Ciao, 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 for hi and goodbye. Hi and bye, one word, ciao. So of course it's an integral part of my vocabulary, and I love it because sometimes like people would just continuously say ciao for like 2 minutes until they actually disappear. Ciao, 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 ciao.